Roasted chickens can be easily found in grocery stores or Cub stores throughout the country. They're nice because they're easy and they're convenient and you can just grab and go. However, roasting your own chicken allows you to really understand what you're putting into your food and allows you to add variations to your chicken that you would not be able to do by just buying your chicken at a store. Our question comes from Korynn, and she wants to know the easiest way that she can bake or roast a chicken either in the summer or in the winter. So today I'm going to show you just a couple of ways. We're going to talk about a couple of ways. I'm just going to show you one easy way that you can actually roast a chicken. Well, first, it's very easy. You want to take off you want to buy a whole chicken. You want to take off the packaging of it. And then you want to clean out, make sure that there's nothing in the cavity, so you want to remove the gizzards. And then the following thing you want to do is do not rinse your chicken, wash it out with it, because you're losing a lot of flavor, and at the same token, it's not necessary because you're going to put it in. If you do want to remove the extra fat that's in there, unnecessary, you can just pull it off around the open cavity. The second thing you want to do is season the inside of the cavity with pepper, garlic, and salt. And this allows for a little bit extra flavor. Then you want to take your bird, and you don't need much. You just want to put a little bit of olive oil and rub it on the skin so that it allows your skin to be just a little bit more crispy when you roast it. Then you again want to take your seasoning and you want to cover your bird generously with salt and pepper and garlic powder. The next thing you want to do, what I like to use, is this roaster pan. They're all different types of chicken roasting pans, but cooking and roasting your chicken upwards allows the flavor and the juices to keep all of the meat inside of it tender. When you're doing this, you just want to place your bird over the cavity, as simple as that, and then you want to tuck in your wings. After you do that, then I like to add some flavoring in so that when the sauce, which naturally occurs when you're roasting it, has some flavor. So I add apples and onion, and you can keep the skin on the onion because you're not going to be eating any of this, and so you're just going to strain it off. And you just fill it in there. Oops. Oops. Anyway, things are going to happen. You want to add a little bit of garlic for extra flavor in your sauce. You don't have to add the garlic since you have the garlic on the outside. And I am using approximately a half an onion, which you can use less. A quarter of an onion is good. Maybe an onion that you have left over in the kitchen that you're not in the refrigerator that you have left from another dinner. And you don't have to use a fresh apple. You can have an apple that maybe you don't want to eat anymore. And you can just push it down into the cavity, like so. Then I also add some herbs. And rosemary is kind of a strong herb, but it will add a different flavor profile. You can also add parsley or sage or thyme. And you can also add in a medley. Now this doesn't have to go all the way down, just like this. The next thing that I'm going to do, I am going to place this bird onto a tray because I am going to add a little liquid down into the bottom of this pan, the pan that's meant to catch the juices. But this will add some aroma. You guys have heard of beer butt chicken. I don't really like to do that because you're cooking aluminum into your food. When you just add beer into the bottom, you're creating the same essence of the moisture and the steam that's going to be cooking your chicken to keep it nice and moist. And then you just place it into the oven. Once your chicken has cooked for approximately an hour and a half at 365, you want to check your internal temperature of your chicken before removing it from the oven. By doing so, you insert your thermometer in between the breast and the thigh, and in there and you want the temperature to read in between 165 to 170. Now, a thoroughly cooked chicken is approximately 180, 185 degrees. If you cook this chicken to 185 degrees, when you remove the chicken from the oven, it is going to continue to cook. And that is what we call carryover cooking. And that explains why a lot of chickens are dry and overcooked when you're making your own chicken at home. So when your temperature is approximately 165 to 170, you want to remove it so that when it cooks the additional 25 degrees approximately, you're going to have a perfectly done chicken. The next thing that you want to do is to take your chicken off the stand. And see how nice and hot it is? At this point, you can put it on a carving board and you can cut and serve the chicken. As you can see, the remnants of the filling that we placed inside of it and the juice from mixed between the beer and the natural juices that cooked off from the chicken are resting inside of here, which you can then strain and pour into a measuring cup and use to either make a sauce, or you can simply just take this flavoring in here and pour it over your cooked chicken. So just to show you really quickly, we can separate your chicken. You can see that there's no pink here and it runs clear. But when you want to cut your chicken breast, you cut along the middle bone. It's very, very hot. You might want to let your chicken at home cook a little bit, cool a little bit more. And then you can place your chicken breast onto a serving platter and slice it, and so you have nicely cooked chicken. And just to show you, see how perfectly cooked this is. And this was nice and juicy and removed at 170 degrees from the oven. So thank you, Korynn, for your question of the week, and I hope that this answers your question on how easy it is to roast your own chicken, create your own sauce, which you would not get at a store, and have a flavor profile that you may not have, that sorry, but anyways, that you may not get from a store-bought chicken. So thank you very much. I'm Kathleen, and tune in next week how we can teach you how to use your chicken completely for another application, such as chicken stock. I'm Kathleen, working to put the good back into food.